and welcome. This is Daniel. You're listening to the Legacy of Daniel Show podcast. I don't really have an official name. A video blog is really more what it is. Here we're at the park this morning as I make my walk to work, and we're just patiently waiting for the sunrise. What can we discuss this morning in this video blog? I try not to make these scripted. I just let time come and wash away all the cobwebs in my mind, and I just slowly begin nurturing some thoughts, some ideas, and past conversations together, and weave them forth through the microphone here, and hopefully it comes out as some sort of a discussion, a worthy topic of listening to. And today, with all this internet, AI, YouTube, these podcasts, everything is scripted, and everyone is just copying another person's show. And we have very little creativity. I mean, there is some out there. There are some authentic YouTubers outside the traditional type of journalism that do well with their shows and create content and are in mainstream, but they do a wonderful job just being themselves and not being afraid to step outside the rigid structure system of what requires a successful podcasting or video blog. And so that brings us to the importance of creativity in our society. And when we start losing creativity, we start falling into rigid structure systems, almost like a form of legalism, really. Some perceived ideas of moral legalism, where there's this right thing that you have to do, and it's so difficult to live by some sort of moral standards, because then you're somehow have to achieve something great, which is a beautiful thing, achieving something great or even greater than yourself. But because of this rigid legal type of system that we're living in, where creativity and the First Amendment right are greatly suppressed and been pushed out of our society, really, and replaced with discord, chaos, and attempting to galvanize the young people through heroism and through athletics or whatever it may be that someone may want to manifest onto a young person's mind. And it's very dangerous, and it greatly interferes with the creative process. This is one of the reasons we have AI is growing so quickly, is mostly because of the lack of the creative process in society, and also the First Amendment right. And everyone is basically looking, subconsciously looking for a way to solve problems in their life, or to make their life better, and no one truly actually wants to go about using up the energy or even the courage to truly take on the creative spirit that is required to be a person of unity, problem solving, leadership, being willing to step outside this very rigid and useless morally structured society, legal society that we live in, that is really just people who prefer chaos and discord and problems, and hate creativity, hate beauty. That needs to change, and we need to turn this bark of liberty, this ship, back about to its true authentic form, the creative expression, from the Pilgrims when they first came to these lands and started building colonies and attempting to frame their first form of government and legal systems, to trade, all the way up to the Declaration of Independence, Proposition all men are created equal, our Constitution system. Lots of thought, creativity put into those huge events. And now our greatest event is, I'm not really sure. Lots of wars going on. Lots of AI talk, obviously, but nothing really that's stemming from the creative spirit that is encouraging to solve problems, or even be from the concept of unity to bridge the world together. And unity is very important, because if you don't have unity, then there is isolation, and where there's isolation, you don't get to participate in society, and where there's no participation, there is that most surely a very limited type of creativity. Yes, you have people that can hide out for periods or drift away from society and write a novel and stuff like that, but those people are already prepared for that. That is what they want. That is what they're preparing for. That time of isolation, just to think and ponder. But we need more participation. We need more unity and creativity. I don't have, really the best answer is to utilize the infrastructure that is already in place. And that infrastructure, the best infrastructure that is already in place to begin utilizing the re-implementation of the creativity of the First Amendment right back into the minds, is into the doomed by the future, and that is utilizing the public school system. It's just the most, really the most creative way and most beautiful way to do it. And we also just need to really just step away from all this STEM, which is a complete waste, been a waste of time. Stepping away from standards of grades, and that seem to also just be useless, because you just pay your way in through college, and you can also just participate in society. And you can grow through the corporate world. You can grow as an entrepreneur. There is greatness that wants to come into its fullness. We can't do it without the creative spirit. We can't do it without unity. We can't do it without a participatory type of mindset for society. Well, these are just some, thanks for listening, just some ramblings today. Thank you.